Lately, like one of my research focus in the cybersecurity sphere and information security sphere is around like whistleblowers and privacy breach. And one of the things we've been able to highlight through like a scan of the current like statute and case law is that, contrary to what some might believe, there is no clear like legal framework surrounding like data security, privacy, and like data breach whistleblowers in Canada. It's a bit of a mess. You have between the federal level and the provincial level, and there is basically a piece of statute for each kind of situation you could imagine. That even like as a team of law students and like lawyers, we have some issues sometimes to understand the exact like criteria. So I wonder how like employees within corporation and within like government can kind of understand what they can disclose, not disclose when there is a major risk. Some piece of legislation there is like, oh yeah, you need to like report to a specific officer, but we don't know which specific officer because they have yet to pass like the regulation, or like they forgot that part in the regulation. So there is like a lot to do, and in the past years I'm trying to like map all those issues, and right now we're working with my team on creating like a bilingual website where like you will be able to say, for example, so I'm in Quebec, I'm working like in finance, in the private sector, and you have like something to disclose. And so the website will be able like to give you an overview of the current framework and like all the possible criteria you have to respect to be like protected. Very often you will be protected only if you go directly to a specific like agency or like to a police officer. So trying to like explain this in a plain language way, because so we often like discuss, you know, like, yeah, access to justice, access to law, we have like those amazing statutes. Yeah, but if like citizens can't understand what it means and like what are their rights, but also obligation, there is a risk for them, but also there is a risk for corporation. Because yeah, sometimes there is like easy way to mitigate those risks, and if it's unclear for citizens and also for corporation, like we now have a big issue in Canada.